So if you don't know, I'm currently working my way through all the X-Men movies to do a ranking video for that. And I am one movie away from doing that. So I thought I want to rank something else. So I looked at LetterBoxd and thought, what if I just rank every single movie that I've seen? You made me think, like, looking at the time that I did this, like, of this video, and think, you did that fast? No. We'll do it video by video again, ninny. We're going to take each ranking from 1 out of 10 to 10 out of 10 and rank every single movie in that category. Starting with the 9 out of 10s. I would start with the 10s, but I think that has to be the final video in this series. So I started with the 9s. We will not be going in order. I primarily rank all my movies my average ranking for a movie is a 7 or 8 out of 10. Those are going to be long. So I decided to just start with 9. There's a nice 21 of them, I think, in this video. Yeah, there's 21 movies I've ranked a 9 out of 10. And this list may surprise me. It kind of surprised me, too. So, let's get into that. Starting with...
We're doing a sequel.
Yep, it's a 9 out of 10. And it's the worst one. But I still love it. It's the Muppets Most Wanted. I don't even know what it is. It's just the Muppets. You know, you love them. It's what used to be my favorite movie of all time. And then I rewatched it. It's like, that's still a really good movie. But there's like 30 plus that are better than this. So, but that's still a phenomenal movie. Just the action. It's so funny. I remember singing that, the number one song over and over with my cousin. It was so funny. All the songs hit. There's just not much better. You can't beat it. It's the Muppets. And I plan on doing a ranking video where I talk about all the Muppets movies. So there you go. There's a lot of ranking coming up. So let's just get to the other 20. This is going to be a long one.
Who is Jumanji?
My life kind of changed when I watched the Dwayne Johnson Jumanji. And then my life changed even more when I watched the sequel. The first Dwayne's one. So there you have the first Jumanji. It's pretty good. It's got Robin Williams in it. Pretty much a guaranteed hit. And then you've got, if you hear noises, it's my brother screaming like a maniac. Then you've got the second one with Dwayne Johnson. That one's actually pretty good. But then you got this one. This one's just good on all accounts. Like, it's got Danny DeVito in it. It just kind of feels like... Yeah, if you hear that, it's my brother screaming. It's just kind of... Like, it's funny. It's emotional sometimes. It's really good. Not much to it. I really don't have a lot to say about this movie, huh? They're just kind of good. Moving on.
Coincidence? I think not.
There truly is no coincidence. It's The Incredibles. One of the best superhero movies of all time. Beating out Marvel movies. There's no definitely Marvel movies that are better, and we'll get to that later in the list, actually. But, like, how does Pixar do this? How dare you ask that? Their last outputs were both Toy Story movies, Monsters, Inc., and, while not as good, Bug's Life. But all those movies still show why Pixar is one of the best animation studios ever. And I plan on making a video on that, too, so don't miss out on that. But it's The Incredibles. Like, the villain is amazing. The action is, like, incredible. No pun intended. It's just all so, like, weird for Pixar. It's one of their best movies ever. How did they do that? It's so weird watching this movie and thinking, that was better than what Marvel put out 4 years later. You know? It's all so good. Like, the movie is just amazing. You gotta go watch it if you haven't already. But you probably have. So go rewatch it now. After this video, of course. Because, you know, we still got a few more movies to go. Who would have guessed that their third and final film of 2010 would have been their best one? Megamind. The movie that didn't do too well with a lot of people when it first came out. Maybe because Megamind looked exactly the same as the alien from Monsters vs. Aliens. I mean, I see that, but that's no real reason to judge a movie. Yeah, it's just, it's so good. I don't understand how they messed up the sequel. You know, like it's not like clouding my judgment of like the first one, but the second one's just so bad. And eventually, yeah, I will have to talk about that movie like multiple times later in this channel's life. In the end of the year ranking and in the 1 out of 10 ranking. But hopefully that's only going to be a short though, because there's only like 4 of those. Maybe I think there's only actually 3 of them. Huh. Yeah, that'll be a short. Not like a long form video like this one, but Megamind, like one of the best redemption arcs ever. Like that and Cusco from Emperor's New Groove. It's just amazing. I don't even know how. Like, it's Will Ferrell Blue Funny Man. Why did they pour so much effort into this one? It's astounding. I don't.
I like singing. I like dancing.
I like trains.
Remember when I talked about this in the 90s ranking? Yup, it's Back to the Future Part 3. Back again for Back to the Future Part 3. The train one. Yeah, I remember the ending a lot of this one because when I was younger. I came home from this wilderness thing, and my dad was watching the ending of this, and that's what I remember of it. But I rewatched it. I actually watched it, and it was amazing. Back to the Future Trilogy is like one of the best things ever. So you got the first movie, 8 out of 10. Second movie, 10 out of 10. Third movie, 9 out of 10. So a very solid ending. Unfortunately, it was the end. But it's still really fun. It's still really good. And, yeah. Back to the Future Part 3. Regardless, like, people call the first, like, this one and the second one overrated. And which I really don't understand why. Like, I understand why people think the first one's their favorite, but like calling these two overrated is kind of a crime in a sense. Maybe this video won't be as long as I thought. Yeah, Wreck-It Ralph is actually really good. It's my favorite movie from Disney, or it's my favorite movie from. Why is this so hard to say? It is my favorite Disney movie from the 2010s. And maybe that's because I am a gamer, but, you know, it's kind of what my entire channel is based around. But I just found all the references actually really good. And the story is amazing. And it flows so well. And, you know, it's funny, too. It's emotional when it needs to be. It's got good actors. King Candy's one of the best Disney villains of all time. Well, the sequel's not nearly as good. I still find it was pretty okay. And I kind of overhyped it. I remember in the older videos when I hyped up Ralph Breaks the Internet as one of the best anime films of all time. Yeah, that was kind of a joke, but not really. I had to rewatch it and think, okay, well, yeah, that's actually really not that great. But it's still solid. And so was this one. It's just a really fun time that I have fun with a lot. Definitely go watch it if you haven't already. My back was starting to hurt from sitting up, so I'm going to film the scene laying down. But the movie's actually really, really good. It's really creative, you know? Like, the scenes, like, they flow really well, but also are kind of bizarre, but it works really well because it feels like it comes from a place of heart. It feels like a kid made the movie, but it also feels really mature. Like, the ending is really, really mature, and it's hard to believe it came from a kid's movie. It's just a really fun time, too. Like, this is like one of Chris Pratt's roles where he actually kills it in his voice role. And, of course, this spawned Will Arnett Batman, which is amazing. So, it's just a really fun time to just watch. Like, you really don't get much better animated movies than this. This, Spider-Verse, that and Spider-Verse are some of the most creative animated movies out there. They use such good creative animation. It's just so fun to watch on screen. It's really one of the most fun animated movies you'll ever see. You gotta go watch it again. Like, I know you've all seen it.
Hear the roar.
Ah, yes. The movie that started it all. Except it didn't. But it did start the trend of Pixar movies in the 2000s that are really good. Monsters, Inc. is amazing. Like, let me think. So we got Cars 2, Toy Story, Ratatouille, and then this is my 4th favorite Pixar movie. It's too good. It's so funny, but at the same time, that cave scene, like, got me. Like, that was some really, really good dialogue, really good animating there. Like, the movie, it's kind of dated. The animation doesn't look as good as it did, but it still looks amazing. Mike and Sully are still one of the best duos to ever do it on the screen. Mike is so funny. Sully just seems calm in every situation. It's such a good and powerful duo. This movie just does not get talked about enough. I would call it an underrated masterpiece. Because no one really seems to talk about it that much for some reason. But Monsters, Inc. is really good. You know it is. And Monsters University is actually good too. So don't deny it. You know it's true. This one is one I don't really have too much to talk about. It's Spider-Man Far From Home. It was pretty good. I would say top tier MCU. It was better than all the rest of the movies I talked in this video. But I also had to think about this. I love all these movies. These are just how I'd rank them if I was ranking every single movie I've ever seen. So, yeah. But yeah, Spider-Man Far From Home. I talk about it in another ranking video, so you can go check that out. In the Spider-Man ranking, I made a whole video about Mysterio. So, yeah, the villain is excellent. I like how it's more of like a Peter Parker movie. And, like, you get to see more of him. Because the cover of this movie, at least the copy that I have, has his mask off. And a lot of them do that. And then it's a poster that's literally just his face. So that's a little weird, But yeah, overall, this movie is really fun and good. And I like all the voice acting. And Zendaya's fun. And Ned is fun. And Peter Parker's fun. Everyone's just fun. It's funny. You should definitely go check it out. Aladdin is just everything I would ever want of a Disney movie. It's just so perfect. But there are definitely some things that bring it down. Like, some parts are just not interesting and I don't want to watch them. But most of the movie is phenomenal. It's just so beautiful and funny, and it just really works for me. I don't know why. Like, the songs are amazing. Okay? Friend Like Me, Prince Ali, One Jump Ahead are all bangers. And I will listen to them any day of the week, and I will still have a great time listening. A Whole New World is beautiful and one of the best Disney songs ever. And while the live-action remake wasn't as good, I still sometimes enjoy it. Yeah, Aladdin is just one of those timeless Disney movies that never kind of gets old. Like, from VHS to Blu-ray to Disney Plus, it looks amazing. No matter what happens to it, I will always love Aladdin. But what about that weird, like, warning whenever I try and watch it on Disney Plus? Like, that makes it say, like, this has racism in it. That's when I just stop watching on Disney Plus and go watch it on Blu-ray instead. Like, there's really no point in doing that anymore. So, that's a little weird. But anyway.
Hi, Barbie.
Oh, hi, Alan. There are no multiple.
How did this happen? This went from a movie that I thought was just so stupid, so dumb, that I thought that it would just be terrible. One of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life turned into this movie that made it number 11 on this list. I'm gonna kill myself. How did the Barbie movie make it this high? I don't even know. I'm gonna start crying in a second. Oh my gosh. But you see, it's this story of, like, finding yourself. And it's so funny, too. With Will Ferrell in it. And Alan. Alan's one of the best characters in cinematic history. It's just so powerful. One of my favorite memories was me and Noah just watching it. Because why not? It was at the old studio. So you can ask him about it. Go in his comment sections and ask, did you like the Barbie movie when you watched it with Jack? It's a really powerful movie. Anyway, let's move on. The most recent new movie I've ever seen is on this list, and it's at number 10. Twisters is really good. I made a video about this a few months ago, actually, when this video comes out. But I saw it like a few days ago, so yeah, go check out that. But so if you want more details on that, while I'm eating popcorn, because that's what I do. That's just what I do. Yeah, this movie's really, really fun, and I haven't seen it. Like as I said, I can't rewatch it for the video, but I can do this. It's just so much fun to go see. Like the music is phenomenal. Like the story, it is over 2 hours long, but it doesn't feel like that because there's always something happening. Well, there's even not a tornado on screen, but when there is, that's amazing to go see. But when there's not, it's still like, that was a really good moment. That's pretty good. Also, the first one is really good. We'll talk about that in the extremely wrong 8 out of 10 list. There's over like, I think like 7 out of 10 is like over 90, and then like 8 out of 10 is only 80, but... So yeah, that one will not be really well edited though. Like this one I did edit, but that one is just gonna be talking. So, but the other ones probably will. Why did I do this? Why? What is wrong with me?
This is a robot riot.
So, one of the most controversial opinions on this channel is the fact that Cars 2 is my favorite Pixar movie. But the second most controversial opinion on this channel is that Age of Ultron is the second best Avengers movie. Yeah, I loved Infinity War. But Age of Ultron is just way more funny. And, you know, I'm all here for the comedy, so... Yeah, Age of Ultron is just a little bit better. Now, is this, like, nothing else besides this movie is, like, there are some things that are, like, poorly done. But, like, all parts of it are funny. The story is just, like, laughably bad. It's funny. And then, like, the story's not that bad. But, like, the villain, James Spader is one of the most... It's, like, the perfect casting here. That was perfect. That is, like, one of the best parts of the film. There's just not much I can say here. And I plan on doing an MCU ranking sometime. So I will talk about more of Age of Ultron there. But all you need to know here is... Age of Ultron is underrated. And you all know it is. Go rewatch it with an open mind. Just go rewatch it for the funnies, not for the story. I ask everyone I know, why did you think of Age of Ultron? And they say it's plot relevant to the whole... My chair squeaking. To the whole Infinity War saga, but I don't think it was really good. They don't know what they're talking about, but Age of Ultron is really, really, really good.
Who is your favorite fearless hero?
DreamWorks. How did you make a movie so good? I am just shocked at that level. Because how did you do that? How did they do that? What came out before this movie? Hang on. List of DreamWorks movies. Because I know some, like, not very good came out. Let's see. Okay, well, how? How did you do that? Okay, you had the bad guys before that, which is actually pretty good, pretty fun, solid 8 out of 10. Can you believe it? Then before they had the Boss Baby 2. And then you have this. How? Like, I'm genuinely confused. DreamWorks. How did you, like, I'm for real, like, how did you do that? How? I don't understand how. I don't get it. This movie is just amazing in every single spot. It's just so mature, and I just can't. I just can't. It's this close. It's like my third favorite DreamWorks movie of all time. Is it third? I can't stop throwing my phone everywhere. Let's check that too while we're here. I probably shouldn't have exited out of the LetterBoxd list, but you know this is important. It is my third. It's my third favorite DreamWorks movie. That is wild how they're able to do that. I just can't anymore. I just can't. This movie's amazing.
I frolic and I dance and I do this with my pants and my...
enough.
I love Spider-Verse. It's just, like, everyone's mad at me. I'm kind of mad at myself for putting it this low on my favorite movies list. I didn't even include it on the best movies of all time list. It's like, I don't really know where I would put that. There's just so much to say. I would say the comedy is one of the best parts of this movie. It's also really serious on some parts. But I just think the second one just did it a little bit better, in a way. Like this just feels like the opening chapter. But it's really well done. The animation is amazing as always. So movies like this, like the animation with this one, Puss in Boots: The Last Wish, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Mutant Mayhem, all kind of fall into that same like well done animation style. And this is the movie that kind of like started it off, which is really cool. This movie is just really cool. I like it. It's really cool. I like the really. It's like they really. Animated movies are not always the best. There are movies like The Secret Life of Pets 2, Megamind 2, Brave, Turning Red, Good Dinosaur, that are just ruining the animation of of the really beautiful animated movies that tell really powerful stories. And so it's all worth it in the end to see that Ratatouille is a work of art. It's just a beautiful movie with an amazing story that I know, I never get tired of. It's so smart and well thought out and funny, and it feels so much like an indie film. It's insane. I freaking love this movie. I already have a video up on the channel if you want to go see that. But all you should know if you don't watch that is Ratatouille is one of the most amazing and well thought out films ever. So I forgot to say this last segment, but this is the point where I've talked about all of these movies in their own respective videos. So, but I just forgot to say that last time, But there's another one. The Lego Batman movie. Yeah! It's amazing. It's like one of the best animated films of all time. It's so fun. Will Arnett as Batman is like probably the most perfect casting ever. It's also good. You know why I love it so much. It's the Lego Batman movie. It's amazing. Did anyone notice that I've been using the Schaefer Ellis cards and his 4 perfectly lined up with mine? Just thought it was interesting, so I decided to use it. So thanks, Schaefer. Why do I have this? Yeah, Kung Fu Panda 3 is the best one. It's probably the third most controversial thing I've ever seen on this channel. I don't know. I talked about this in some video. It did insanely well. You've probably seen it if you're watching this video. I'm ready to be done. Just please go check that video out. It's good. The fourth one kind of ruined it, but it's still amazing. Please, I'm ready to be done. Oh my gosh.
I'm Woody. Howdy, howdy, howdy.
Not only do I love the first Toy Story, I respect it more than a lot of other animated movies. Because where would The Secret Life of Pets be without this one? That's right, Toy Story is the first ever CGI animated movie. And I still say it looks okay for what it is, but that's not it. It is so funny. I don't understand. Where do they come up with these jokes? I really do not understand. It's also really heartwarming and fun, and it's got Tom Hanks and Tim Allen. It's Toy Story, man. I already have a video on the subject, so go find that too. You have a lot of videos to watch after this video. 2 films left. Let's do this. I don't think I'll ever get tired of the Indiana Jones franchise. Their output isn't always the best, but I'll just never get tired of it. I think it's just a really smart and thought out film franchise. And the movie I'll never get tired of in this franchise is obviously Last Crusade. It's just so well thought out. And it takes what Raiders had and made it better, which is always appreciated, even though it does kind of diminish the point of Raiders, but Raiders still awesome stuff. But we all have to talk about that in the big, long 8 out of 10 ranking. So, if you want my thoughts on, if you want a future thought on those films, all 5 of them, I have a video of all 5 Indiana Jones films ranked, so go check that out. We got 1 film left. And it is a doozy. Alrighty then, let's get to it.
Do not go in there. Woo!
The closest to perfection any film on this list has gotten. It's, of course, a Jim Carrey comedy. This movie doesn't need emotions or a story or anything else that makes it a movie. It just needs to have Jim Carrey hamming it up on screen. Story is not good. It is not interesting if Jim Carrey was not in the role. But if Jim Carrey is making me laugh every single frame of this movie, then I am having a great time. This movie is just amazing. I just can't. Go check out the video. I'm done. Until next video, see ya. I'm done. I'm just done.